Yo, what's up, man? Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Matchmakers. As y'all know, man, I got my partner in crime with me right now, and I don't know how we gonna think. I don't know what's gonna be said, but I do know, man, y'all need to for sure hit the like button. Go to also Sports Fanatic and go follow his page as well. But man, we got a good one. We got a good one. It's so good that right now I'm torn. I don't even know who I'm gonna pick at this point.
That's right.
All I know is that we got two young phenoms, and we just gonna break it down. And we really don't know who we gonna pick, bro. I really don't. But man, how you been doing?
Man, I'm doing good, man. You put me in something this time, man. You put me in something this time, man, and we got two of the best. And we got two that's been doing it for a long time. We gonna really have to break this one down, man. We're gonna have to talk. We're gonna need everybody in the comments. We're gonna need y'all opinions. We're gonna need y'all to swarm in. We're gonna need y'all to go get your cousins, your brother, because this one of them.
Oh yeah, this is for sure. This for sure. Now I made some, you know, some choices, but I kind of renege. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm not gonna say what they are, but one thing I am gonna say is that this is tough, bro.
Right.
That's all I can say. But also I got some information. Far as with the young man Yaya. So I
Okay.
think I think we should do that one tomorrow.
Okay.
And yeah, so basically I think there's some hope, far as for them getting back together.
Okay.
But as y'all see, man, hold on, let me put my guy Fanatic right. But as y'all see, this is gonna be tough. I think that y'all, gonna enjoy this one. We could definitely go get into it, you know what I'm saying, right now. But leave a comment down below in the comment section. Also, man, make sure I hit that subscribe button. And like, let us know what y'all think too, because we're gonna read some of the comments, just to see what y'all think. We got the polls right now. I mean, it's still some hope, but right now,
I just want to say I'm 2 for 2 on the polls. But go ahead.
we did three. So I'm gonna give you your credit. 3 for 3. But yeah, look, man, I'm not going off that. I'm not
That's
going off the
crazy.
polls. Like, I just want to see who says what. But I got my own mind, and I'm gonna
Hmm.
go with that. So I ain't gonna let the polls persuade me, to go either way. But
Hmm.
I'll say this, man. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. So we
Let's do it.
got Baraka Kizzee
Okay.
versus Q Lewis,
Okay.
two of the young phenoms,
Oh, why you do
right?
this one?
Two of the
This
best that did,
different. This different. Go ahead, man.
two that actually went further. They still both won championships. It's just that they fell short. The OG Ducks, for those who
Hmm.
don't know, they fell short in the Y and C, but they won the AYF. So they did bring it home. They did start clicking later on, and both of these young men had a major role into the success of their team. So it was just only right to choose these two, man. And when I tell you that I have never been more torn in my life, I'm telling you, I'm very torn right now. So I'm gonna be honest with you. My decision will be made at the end. And you say you're gonna do a little persuasion,
I'm gonna do
but
some
a little
persuading. I'm
persuading.
gonna do some persuading.
Nah,
I think
hey,
I got you. I think I got you today. I'm gonna do some persuading today. I think I got you.
nah, I don't know, man. It depends though. See, when we go down this list, we gotta really see who's
Mhm.
doing what and how accurate, both players are. Because like I said, man, if I'm a coach, I really don't feel like I can go wrong with either pick. But in this situation, I think what we got to do, man, we got to definitely go down the list to make sure that we checking all the boxes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To give both players a fair shot. See,
Okay.
I think you may have already have had your pick.
I ain't gonna lie. I kind of based on the qualifications, because I'm a man. I'm a man of qualifications.
Uh huh.
I
See,
kind of already know who I like in this one.
Coach Tay says, Kizzy is definitely what do you say?
Yeah,
A great
I
player.
kind
Yeah,
of know who I like.
he's a great player, but like I said, man, we got to run down this list. We just
We got
can't
to. We
we
got
just
to.
can't go off who we like. We
Oh
like
yeah, we
both
gotta do our
players,
due
right?
diligence.
Who we
We
like
gotta do
most.
our due diligence.
So I like both players. I'm gonna just
Oh,
tell
I
y'all
love
that
both. I
now.
love both.
Both of them are
I
phenomenal.
love both.
Both of them, is definitely him. But
Hmm.
there only could be one tonight.
That can only be one.
There only could be one. So, we got a list that we're gonna run through, and then we just gonna, just talk about it. So
Let's do.
first of all, I'm gonna go with you, Fanatic. And for
Okay.
y'all, that don't know, this is the one in the green, right? That's Baraka Kizzee. Then we got Q Lewis on the
Hmm.
right? So, we gonna, like I say, we gonna go into the comment section. We're gonna see what y'all saying. We gonna, like, do our thing, man. So he said Q has real good speed and dynamic both ways.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
that will automatically, now, to me, if we were doing both ways, right? Because I
Yeah.
put a cornerback. I said the
Hmm.
coach need a cornerback. So I'm gonna solely just go off cornerback, because then if I go off both ways, then I can, say that Q is that person
Right.
that we gonna pick. But
Right.
we just going from a cornerback perspective,
Right.
very dynamic, right? So I'm gonna ask you, if we talking first, we gonna talk speed. If we
Okay.
talking speed, who are you going with?
If we talking speed, first of all, I want to say I didn't. I think both of these players is great. I didn't seen them both play in person multiple years. I didn't seen both of them hurt my boys. Dream Chaser still my boys to this day. Both I didn't seen both of them put hurting on them. I didn't seen one of them hurt them a little bit more in Q. But if we talking speed, I think we got to talk Q. I mean that man, his he got electrifying speed. I mean he track when they say like track speed, that's Q.
Okay. So I'm gonna also go with Q on there. Like I've seen Q basically jog and still beat everybody on the field.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand that this young man, he definitely has the speed. Now, sometimes the speed can be just a little bit different when we talking about playing a cornerback position,
Exactly. Exactly.
right? So sometimes it make a difference. But because I seen, Kizzy actually um have some get back speed.
Mm-hmm.
Like the ball was strong, he was pretty far, and then on top of that, he's very long and lengthy. So he has, if you ask me, he has less speed than Q, but he can might carry more ground, which means that he's very long.
Mm-hmm.
Like he can play off just a little bit more and still cover ground. If they pass the ball, but if I'm just gonna go off pure speed, and I can say this with Q too.
Mm-hmm.
He's quick on and off the field. Whether like whether you understand that this young man like is shorter or whatever, but to me, man, it don't matter that he's a little shorter, and it don't matter that Kinsey is actually longer. I think it just matter who can stay with their man,
Right.
right? Both players can, but I think that far as the speed goes, I think it gives Q more of an advantage than it does Kizzy. So the next
Absolutely.
one,
Absolutely.
yeah.
That's a good point, Chan.
So the next one, we talking about vertical. So when you a defensive back, being able to jump is very important, because you got a lot of receivers that are about 6'2", 6'3", right? So jumping is very important. So when it comes to leap and height and who jumps the highest, who are you going with?
All right. This is when it get a little tricky for me, right? Because I believe Q definitely has the higher vertical. But you got King Kizzy, he already 6'2". You know what I'm saying? You got a 6'2" DB already.
Mm-hmm.
So how much more vertical do I need over my man? You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna look a little different for Kizzee than it may look for Q, because Q's a smaller player.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he's gonna have to get up. I'm already 6'2", and Kizzee gotta have at least a 6'5" wingspan. You know what I'm saying? So I'm already 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", 6'5" wingspan. You ain't leaping over me. You know what I'm saying? All I gotta do is play solid defense and stay in position, right? But just based on the question, I think it's Q. But I think we got to take into the other factors that we already got a 6'2" DB.
Yeah, I'm going with Q.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely going with Q on the verticals. I've seen this man out jump some really tall players. If you notice, Maryland Heat, they are a lengthy team. So when he played, versus them, like, man, I'm telling you, like, these young men can really jump very high. Now I think Kizzee, he's like you said, can cover a little more ground a lot
Mm-hmm.
quicker, but I still think that when the same type of job would get done if you ask me, and if they were guarding the same player. I think, far as vertical, he's a little shorter, so he has to jump higher.
Right,
So
right,
so therefore, by default, we have to give it to Q, you
right.
know.
And that's
But
all I was saying. By
okay,
default,
so
he
we
kind of
both
get that.
so far, we both on the same. Now, I don't know if you're familiar with the leadership of both players,
Mm-hmm.
right? The one that actually is the voice for the team. If you had to select one, who are you going with?
I've watched them both. Um, I've watched them both. From the outside looking in, not personally, but I've watched Kizzee as they came to Georgia multiple times in 3 years. Well, multiple times in Georgia, I think in 3 years since 11. YNC, AYF. I've watched Q a few times in Florida. I feel like they have different leadership qualities, but I'm gonna go with Kizzee because I feel like Kizzee's leadership quality in that secondary and for that team, he really like a voice for that team. He reminds me of a Jalen Ramsey. If I had to give him a comp, he's a Jalen Ramsey comp. He bringing out a different mentality in that team. I think Q does as well, right? But I think he's surrounded with it a little bit more. Florida boys. I think he's surrounded with a little bit more. I feel like Kizzee really brings out a dog mentality in that team. Kizzee is the one doing all the talking.
Mm,
I've seen him not be quiet, like not stop talking in a game,
mm-hmm.
right? So, and some people might say, well, how is that leadership? It gets your team up because the type of team that they have, they need that. Even when they down, Kizzee is still like, hey, we good, we good. I'm over here, we good. Like let's keep going. So I'm a roll with Kizzee on that one because of what he does for his team in his leadership role.
That is tough. You right, and I don't want to make it seem like I'm picking who you pick.
Hmm.
And
When I'm right,
before
I'm
I
right.
yeah,
When I'm right,
yeah.
I'm right. Come
So
on,
when
man.
I asked, like when I seen, like the footage, and when I'm watching the games,
Hmm.
like I do always see this young man, saying stuff. And for when it comes to West Orlando Jag, I think they have, maybe three people that can actually speak
Hmm.
up,
Right.
for the team, right? So it's just not one leader, or that one person that's just speaking up for every type of situation, right? Now, when it comes to somebody like Q, that when it's time to put on and be a dog, he's able to get the team to be riled up, and he's a leader within his own right. It's just that, man, I see it more consistently with Kizzee. So I think that he's more of that person. Like, if his engine don't flow, then the team don't flow. So I would say I would go with Kizzee, as well. So far, it's two for Q, one for Kizzee. So the next one we're gonna go. Who do you believe got the better field awareness?
Kizzee. I think that's Kizzee. Again, I think they both got great field awareness. Um, I think a lot of Q's is athleticism. I'm faster, I'm stronger, I move better than y'all. If you throw this here, I can recover faster, right? But I feel like I didn't watch so much film of Kizzee be able to go from press to now I'm finna drop back or something. I'm gonna pretend like I'm finna go deep thirds, but I'm come back, run to the flat. I mean, it's just man, what Kizzee does on that island. What Kizzee does on that island, it's amazing because then he can go from playing that deep thirds to now I'm finna go and play middle because I see quarterback, like he watching that quarterback, he watching his man hand on hip. I mean, it's just to watch Kizzee play, man, it's like you can tell that this man really is locking down the side of the field. He really know what's going on. Not to say Q don't, Q does too, right? But I think his vision is just a little bit stronger, just a hair stronger than what Q got over there.
Man, I'm gonna have to disagree with that.
Okay,
I think the better field awareness, you don't get 3 touchdowns on the defensive end not having elite awareness as far as the field. Like Q literally at the highest level, strip the ball, interceptions, like everything that basically that you can name, right? That and he's in the right spot, or he's guiding somebody to be in the right spot. So far as field awareness, I will have to go with Q because I
okay,
think that he can pretty much do everything, and which both of them can. But I think when it comes to Q, it's like Q know how to read the offensive schemes to the point where he put himself in a position of actually making the best plays for his team consistently.
hmm,
Because when you do it one time, okay, cool, you might just have a good game. But when you're doing it time after time after time, that just shows you how elite he is on a defensive end. And don't get it wrong, I've seen Kizzee, right? Especially in a 707, where he was very vocal about where to be at on a coverage. So I see, it in both sides, but I just think that it translates a little more when it comes to Q. So I gotta go with Q when
yeah,
it
I
comes to
I can
field awareness.
understand that. I can understand that. I think for me, I like Q because of that athleticism that he got. I think his athleticism, like we can go back to the speed. I think that is. I think people. I even seen it with Dream Chasers, not understanding how fast he really is. His recovery, right? So I can definitely put that in the mix. But if I'm just going from a understanding the game perspective, I think Q. I know Q understand. I don't even think I know he understand the game. If I'm going from that understanding the game and me being if I had to be afraid, like he on that left side, then he can come to that middle. I think I'm gonna just go right, right. So that's the only reason I'm gonna go Kizzy. I like you. Oh man, we splitting hairs, man. We splitting hairs.
Hey,
You
man.
you, you got you got me with that one. You splitting my hair with that one.
Yeah. So look, all right. So now we're gonna go with who the best in man versus man coverage.
I think we gotta go with Kizzy. Kizzy has only had one touchdown scored on him in 3 years. All right. When you only have one touchdown scored on you in 3 years, we can't we can't just attribute that to a system. We can't just say, "Oh, it's the system." When you zoning, no, we can't attribute that, especially in youth, 13U, 12U, 11U, one touchdown 3 years. We know you're gonna get on the island. We know that you're gonna play the best receiver on the field. Or they're gonna run that best receiver away from you. It's a reason that the man only has one touchdown in 3 years. I think when it go man on man, I gotta roll with Kizzy on that one.
Ah, okay, so far as me, right? I've seen Q play for same amount of time, 3 years, right?
Mm.
And basically, I've seen shutdown defense. I've seen a lot of interceptions. I've seen this young man basically be like a one-man army,
That's a
right?
fact.
I've
That's a
seen
fact.
it. I've seen
That's
it
a
at the
fact.
at the starting from the war zone is what
I
I
felt
seen,
it.
right? I can say the same thing, bro.
Okay.
That's the whole that's the whole thing. Like, as you already understand that, I believe that basically, man, this young man is so gifted that basically him playing, like, he really don't have to play man versus man, but
Mm-hmm.
him playing man versus man just makes it that much harder for the receiver to even get anywhere. Because I think, far as with Kizzee is one of the quarterbacks that, I mean, cornerbacks that, he allow you to kind of get past them because he can make up ground, right? He can make up a lot of ground, cover ground, far as his length.
6'2".
Now, when it comes to Q, you're not really gonna get off the ball. Like,
Mm,
that's the whole thing. Like, it's a lot of the receivers that he guard can't even really get off the ball. So,
mm.
I think his man, far as the way they play, is different because he
It's
can
so
be
different, man. It's
more
so different.
physical, more aggressive.
Right.
Yeah. So I think if we have a elite line, that's the person that I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with him because basically he's leaving no room for them to make plays. Because, like, if somebody like Kizzee is allowing you to go past him and understanding that he can make ground, like, it still give the quarterback I guess a fighting chance to score or to catch the ball, because he can just toss the ball up and there can be a missed interception or something. Far as with Q don't even allow you to really get past him. So as his defensive linemen work and they get to the quarterback, they can't really do nothing. You don't have much time. So that's why I'm gonna go with him. If
I'm
if
a,
I
I'm a, I'm gonna say this, man. That's what Kizzy wants you to do. Kizzy wants you to think that you have the ability to throw this ball, pick, knockdown, right? I feel like that goes back to his IQ. Because I want you to believe I'm going to play this. I'm going to play this. Nope. Flip. Out of here. Knockdown. Right? I love what Q do. I've seen it live. I've seen Q literally grab a man and folks is yelling, get off the line. Like, get
mm,
off the line.
mm,
So I'm with you. He don't leave no doubt. I don't even want you to get your hopes up. This ain't happening. You feel what I'm saying? But I really love that Kizzy is really playing this position, right? I want you. I'm here. I'm here. Like he got. I'm sorry, y'all. I get excited when I talk, man. This kid got the hip movement, the way he flipped, the way he can run with you, the way he plays through your hands. It's just like it goes back to his IQ because he wants. I feel like he wants the quarterback to think that he has an opportunity. There is no chance, right? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's when that man coverage, I feel like the kid feel like they got a chance. And then next thing you know, 6'2", length, knockdown. It's just it ain't there. All right. So I think this one is a preference.
yeah,
I
this
think this
one,
is a
yeah,
preference.
it could
I
definitely be
think I
more of
think
a
it's a
preference.
preference of whatever you prefer because I get it. When you
Yeah,
got Q
so
on your team, you ain't getting off the line.
and this might be somebody, what is it, Five Eye Team, right? This might actually just answer a lot of stuff that I wanted to ask, right? The why do I feel like Q have a little more success, right? This might be the answer, right? Because you got people that was scared to try Kizzee, right, in
Absolutely.
games. So you're not seeing as much from him than you are from Q, because Q is tested a little bit more,
Mm-hmm.
right? Even though he's a shutdown cornerback, I think that they feel like they have a better chance with
Right.
going at Q. So that might be why, like, I might be going with Q a little bit more, because he has to actually display his gift as
Right.
opposed to Kizzee.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. That's why I love Kizzy at the DB position a little bit more. Because I feel like Q is showing you I am an athlete. I'm stronger than you, I'm faster than you. I can recover. I can do a lot more athletic plays on this field. Kizzy is like Q gonna go play other he can the slot, wildcat, whatever. You could throw him around anywhere. Safety, return. But Kizzee, this is me. I'm an island. You know what I'm saying? This is Kizzee Island. It's nothing coming over here, right? I know everything that comes with this position. I know every technique, right? I know every coverage. I know where I should be. I know where he should be. I probably didn't. It looked like he studied film enough to know where the ball going.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you watch him, you be like, man, how did he even know? That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
So it's just one of them things, man. That, I gotta roll with Kizzee,
All right. So
man.
now that's good. So let's go right here. It says hold on. He says Kizzy length makes him a man coverage nightmare, and
Oh,
and that's the thing, man. I think honestly, man, I'm being more. I'm not gonna say biased. I'm more
mhm.
so leaning towards Q because I understand that he actually done more in the regards of they don't test Kizzy as much, right? So he don't really have to do as much. Q, like I said, they're going to probably test him mainly because he's a lot shorter. I ain't gonna say a lot shorter. He's shorter, so
Yeah.
they feel like they have a better chance, with them. Um, it said Matt Gaiman says two different schemes, and Kizzy only been scored on once in years. Now I can see that, man.
That's
Like that's
crazy to
why
me.
I'm gonna tell y'all this.
That's crazy.
Even with my picks with Q, this is the hardest pick
This the
for
tough one.
me
This is the tough.
because this is what I got to do. I got to select the ones that I feel is just a tad bit better at the in the regards of this list, because I might go, okay, you know what, just for the sake of looking like I'm trying to be fair, I might go with Kizzy, and then I'm going down the list, and then all the rest of them is Kizzy, and then I'm basically leaving Q out in some that I feel like he actually can pull off. So that's why I'm going whenever there's a decision to where I got to lean a little bit more to somebody, then I'm probably leaning a little bit towards Q because
Hmm.
he's the champion. And it's just like
Yeah.
boxing. You got to really beat the champion. So, and they won the YNC with those two players in it. So, I have to go with them on that aspect. But he says, preach, he be bored back there because I seen that one already. He says he bait because they want to throw to his side because they don't want to throw to his side. So now I could see that, bro.
I'm
And
telling you, the boy he be baiting people, man. When I watch his film back, I'm like, he's 6'2" with a crazy. If he wanted to press at the line and keep you there, he could keep you there.
hey,
But
Coach Shay, I want you to give me just a little bit more on that. He says Kizzy is technically sound and Q is athletically sound.
okay, and that's how I feel. I feel like Q is killing you with his athleticism, his quickness. He can recover, his speed. Um, I think he has a different type of agility because I think Kizzy has a true DB agility. Watch my hips move, right? Watch my feet, right? I think Q's agility is a little bit different. Like he has more athletic agility. All right, so it's like, man, I think you know what's crazy? I think they really fit their teams.
Right, absolutely.
I think they really fit their
Now I gotta
teams.
ask this. I gotta ask this. If we switch both players, one play for Woj, the other play for um the OG Ducks, do you feel like the same outcome would be had?
Mm. Um, yeah, I just think Woj has better all around talent.
You really think that?
I think Woj has a better all around talent this
Bruh,
year
see now,
because
bruh,
only because OG Ducks were not healthy this year.
so this just because they wasn't healthy, you feel like they got an all-around talent, bruh?
I think Woj has the best talent, and in the 2023, I think Woj had the best talent,
Or did they had the better coaches?
hands down. You know what? I apologize if I made it seem like that. I
Hey,
think
because
Woj had the best kids. I think they had the best coaches. I think they were the most prepared. I think they had the best schemes to fit the talent, right? I think Woj just literally had the best everything in 2023. When they come
Right.
to the games, they actually look prepared, right? Every single kid looks like they know what they're doing. And I can't say that for every team, even the OG Ducks, and I feel like they always prepared.
So you gonna say that Kizzy was more impactful far as for his team?
Yeah, I think Kizzy was more impactful for his team strictly at that position.
I see. That's the thing. I think Q can play. See, I didn't want to go outside of the cornerback,
Hmm.
right? But Q can play multiple positions.
See, but if we
Well, as
talking that, that's different. But if we talking who
we
was the
talk,
most impactful DB, I'm gonna go with Kizzy because I feel like he didn't get no action, and it's a reason. It gets to a point where they stop throwing the ball at Darrell Reeves. They're not throwing the ball. They're not throwing the ball in this area. What you want me to do? Right? I can't. That's impact alone. They won't throw it to me. Right? I feel like we really saw his impact versus St. Louis Elite. I felt like they tested him way too much. Like they were testing this man way too much. And I feel like that was a game where you really saw how impactful he is when he is tested.
okay, all right, man.
Well, Coach
So
Tay, we ain't talking about Woj, man. We not talking about Woj, though. Y'all, it was other people played them besides Woj, Coach. Damn. At this point, you're just rubbing it in, man. You won the championship.
hey, I'm just saying, like Coach Martin, man, they probably give me though for saying that they the better coaches. You know, they
Hmm.
got Coach Keefe and them. They done
Hmm.
a lot of
Great things.
great things.
Great
And
things.
I take nothing away. But when
Hmm.
we talk about adjustments and everything that was actually made, I gotta say that they have adjusted to every situation
I agree.
that they were in. And I had a chance to be on the sideline, and it made me understand why this team was so good. That's why when you think that it's more so like, oh well, they got more talent than everybody. I don't even think it's that. I think is that basically they had the coaches that knew the schemes, that knew where to put
Okay.
them, that knew how to make the adjustments, that knew how to read the schemes, that they did a lot of homework, and they had the DB coach, that played in the NFL at some point. Like, bro, they just had a lot on their side. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that a lot of people factor that in. But also, there were some things that they couldn't coach that Q and Tony Brown was actually doing. You feel what I'm saying? So I think that and that's why I feel like the leadership, is amongst Q is very underrated. You know what I'm saying? And I hate to sound like I'm, just going for strictly for Q, but I gotta call a spade a spade.
Yeah, you
You know
got
what I'm
me
saying?
thinking.
I gotta call a spade because we're in a situation to where we're having a debate and we got to make the best choice for our team. So as we going down this list, who is that player? That's what we
Yeah,
gotta figure out.
I agree.
If we ain't got 4 years to build for this player, who is that player that we gonna go with? You feel what I'm saying? So um yeah, man, that's my reasoning. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go to the next one. Who, in your opinion, is more high school ready?
I'm gonna go. Oh, that's tough. 'Cause what make it tough to my defense, everybody. What makes this tough is again where they live. Right, where they live makes this a little tough too because Kizzy is perfect for where he live, and Q is perfect for where he live. But I'm gonna go with Kizzy because if a college coach comes out right now, just walk out to the field, the first thing they're gonna do is see Kizzy. He meet the eye test.
Mm-hmm.
He meet the eye test, right? So I think the first thing is I'm gonna look at him and say, okay, meets the eye test. Then once you start to see how he plays already like a high school DB, right? Um, I would be interested to see if Q plays DB in high school. And if they don't, maybe move him to safety or really keep him in the slot because of how hard he really comes down and lays the wood, his speed. But I think if we strictly talking DB, high school ready, I don't think you can really take away 6'2", crazy wingspan, great movement, great hips, great technique. I think we got to go with Kizzee on this one. At just DB, I think we got to go at Kizzee on this one.
All right. So all right, let me read this one first. It says Matt Gaiman says Kizzee can play most of the positions too. He gave up offense because he wanted to shut down teams on defense. Now, I got to say this. When you say it like that, it don't stick. And the reason why I say that is because they had a lot of games to where teams have put up a lot of points versus them. So I can't say that. I can't say that a lot of teams has put up a lot more points on Wolves. That just wasn't the case. And they played teams like St. Louis Elite, even though Coach Tate felt like St. Louis was trash. But they
They
played
definitely
teams.
want trash, coach.
Yeah, they wasn't trash for sure. But they played teams like that. And, like teams wasn't really scoring on, West Orlando Jag the way that they were scoring versus, the OG Ducks. So if I got to go with somebody, I got to go with Q on that aspect.
Okay.
I gotta go with them. You know what I'm saying? But like far as high school ready, I definitely think that if I'm being honest, I definitely think that they're going to go with Kizzee.
Okay.
I definitely think that they're going to go with him. Like you said, he got a long wingspan. He can be taught. He already know the position, leadership role, right? They're going to look at those type of things, and they're going to by default go with him because he's higher. Because he's taller. But I believe if given the same position or playing the same position, and after and if the decision was made at the end of the career, I think it might be Q, depending on the type of schemes that they run. But I'm gonna go with Kizzee on this one. I'm gonna say far as more high. No, I'm gonna say more high school ready right now. I'm gonna go with Q. I'm gonna go with Q far as more high school ready. But if I gotta make a bet with who they would decide,
And
I
we
gotta go with
talking
Kizzee.
strictly at DB.
Yes,
Strictly
strictly
at
at
DB.
DB.
No
Yeah,
other position.
right. Yeah.
Strictly at DB. If we walk into I wish I knew where Q was going. I think I could be wrong. Somebody could let me know. I think Kizzee is going to St. John Bosco. But if we walk into a school right now and they play for a whole year, that's who you rolling with at the end of the year. Now remember, we're
But
going
okay,
against high
and for
school
sure the first year.
receivers.
For sure the
High
first
school.
year.
Okay.
For sure the first year. Now I can't say that that's going to be the case by the end of their high school career. I just can't say that because the one thing that Kizzee has over Q is the height, and you can't teach height. You can't teach that. So if they're going for the thing that the player that they feel is the sure thing and that meets the requirements, that they need, he already have the height. So therefore, they're going to look at him. And even if let's say they own a even playing field, let's say Q stats is just a little bit better, right? They're still going with Kizzee because, like I said, he already has the height, and they probably feel like with the right amount of coaches that they can coach him up to be the type of player that they want him to be. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So I think that
Yeah.
that might be the case. So far
Yeah.
as high school ready, if we go in the first year, I'm going with Q. But if we talking career,
Longevity.
far as high school, then I
Yeah.
might have to go with Kizzee.
It's the only one you wrong at right here. It's the only one.
Go
All the
ahead.
rest of them we splitting. I think when we talking right now, walking into the building, technique and all. Because I think when we start talking high school, now we getting into a different conversation of athleticism. right? I think we get into you basically coming into something that where everybody athletic now. Not
Hmm.
everybody, but maybe a lot of people that the high school Q gonna go to in Florida, wherever he may go in South Florida, everybody probably gonna be athletic. The
Hmm.
high school kids he going to, everybody gonna be athletic, right? So now you gotta disqualify that because now you ain't the fastest kid, probably you ain't the right. So when we start taking those things away, now we gotta start taking okay, what's the other thing? What's the intangibles? You feel what I'm saying? Who move a little bit better? Who got the more fluid hips, right? Who understand the game maybe a little bit more. That's when I'm like, when you start going against high school receivers that are 6'4", 6'3", right? And they fast and they quick and all of that, I think you gotta start taking Kizzee because I think his movement is just a little better. I think he just move a little better. I think he understand the game a little bit more at that position.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Like my credibility is everything to me.
Hmm.
Now, one thing I think that they're gonna do, even though Q is really, really good in the lockdown defender, I definitely think they're gonna put him at the safety position. I definitely think that that's where he will end up because of his height. You can cover ground, and I think that I've seen him play. I believe the safety position a few times,
He's played
and I,
everything.
I think yeah he can cover ground, a lot of ground. But like he said, man, Coach Tay said, it depends on the high school schemes that they run. You know what I'm saying? Like how are y'all using him? But I just think that it's a little less, that has to be put into Kizzee than it will be for Q. So that's why I'm going with, like, first year, I'm definitely going with Q. But far as the whole 4 years, I think once Kizzee get acclimated to the high school level, I mean varsity and all that, I think he's just gonna be like
Yeah.
tremendous, man. He's
The
just
only
gonna
thing I
be.
want Kizzee to do is get a little stronger. That's the only thing that I would say if I see a weakness maybe in his game. And mind you, I ain't seen him since December, so for all I know, he could be bulked up, right? But Q already has a little more bulk to him, right? I think he could take a little more beat in, make a couple more stronger tackles than maybe a Kizzy could on a high school. That's one acclimate of Q's game that I would say is a weakness, high school level
Mhm.
rise. Because everybody ain't gonna throw the ball every single time. You're gonna have to come down and make some type of tackles, in the game. That's the only
Mhm.
hitch. But that'll be fixed. He got all spring, all summer. He'll be fine by the fall.
And this has to be a major factor, is the gray zone point. So that's another thing, like we talking football X's and O's and stuff like that, but then that
Hmm.
has to be a major part as well.
Yeah. I
But
seen on Kizzy Twitter he got a 4.0. That's crazy.
that's, man,
That's
hey,
crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
yeah, that's
That's
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah, man, like the competition is heavy on the football field, but you gotta
Hmm.
compete also in that classroom. So
Right.
he said, Mac reason for saying this is because he's focused on only DB, none more.
Right. And that's why I'm saying when we start talking high school ready, his brain is already set at a position, right? He's not trying to learn and do multiple things, which I credit the Q that you can do that. ATH, you an athlete, right? Like you an athlete, love it, right? But I think if we talking high school ready at the DB position, that's why I'm like, man, you got a kid that's literally studied nothing but this position. I have, and when you watch him play, you can tell he's mastered it,
Right.
right? And then we got another kid who is a master of many. But he's, you know what I'm saying? He's mastered a lot of things, but this kid is literally locked in on this. I think that means something when we start talking high school.
Yeah, and I like this comment too. Q a dog, but I feel Kizzy is longevity. And like I say, I think, to be honest, I believe that he's going to be better at the safety position when it's all said and done. Talking about Q, and I think Kizzy is going to be able to play really any position that he, as far as the DB and the safety that he wants. And like I say, I think he's going to be able to also play the receiver. You know,
I believe so too. I did always kind of, but because he played for the OG Ducks, and they walk around with kids that's 6'1" and 6'2", you know, I do feel like maybe that's probably why. But I have always wondered why the OG Ducks. But again, I mean, if for the people out there, if you ain't never seen the OG Ducks in person, film don't do them justice. When they walk in, and I've stood on this since day one. When the OG Ducks come in, your kid when they after they hit your kids start getting up a little bit slower. They may lose the game, but your kids gonna get up a little bit slower, hit after hit after hit. So I just maybe attribute that maybe he play on a team where everybody's 6'1" and 6'2". They got so many kids that they really don't need them at that position. But I always have wondered that though about Kizzee.
so hold on. Joseph says he said he said they both good. So let's let the votes pick the winner. Ah man, we gonna definitely let y'all know that in a minute.
That's a
But
fact.
yeah. So Kizzee is high school ready at QB. Q is a nickel.
I love that, coach. I love that. I love Q at it at the nickel spot, moving around the field like that. I love that.
Hey man, hey Matt Gaming, man, we appreciate it. This is exactly what we doing it for, man. Trying to build this platform. So some of them kids that don't get the credit that they deserve, they could come here and we
Yeah,
building a rapport with the
which Kizzy didn't
yeah.
because of how the OG Ducks played this year. You know, I don't feel like Kizzy got the credit that he truly deserved because of those injuries they got, which they did come on late. But I don't think Kizzy got the credit he deserved. I think Q got the credit he deserved later on, but I
Man,
don't
this
think
is
he
the
got it
first
early
year that
on.
he really got the credit he deserved, man.
Hmm.
I literally seen Q, bro, when they had them was it purple and yellow jerseys. Like,
Hmm.
bro, like this man was really doing very well, man. And like nobody really spoke of them. And I don't think that he ever got the credit. I really think they got the credit because they won the whole thing.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like if he would have just did that one game, nobody would have really paid attention to him. So I think
Right.
I think that hold on. Hey, go ahead, take over right
Nah,
quick.
but I agree. I could feel that. I think Q didn't get the credit he deserved early on. I think later on in the year we started to respect what Q brings to the table. But at the end of the day, let's be honest, Woj didn't get the credit they deserved early on. And then later on in the year, when we started to put a little more respect on their name and really watch what they was doing, we started to give Woj all the credit they deserve. I think because OG didn't have a OG type of year. And but because they didn't have that OG type of year, I think we kind of didn't really pay attention to what Kizzy brings to the game. But in all actuality, if you really sit down and watch, which these are two teams I watched more than a lot of other teams because I was with the Dream Chasers and following them around recording and stuff. I watched a lot of Woj. I watched a lot of OG. I ain't gonna tell y'all which one they was a little more nervous about, but I watched a lot of both teams, right? And both of these are two kids that when film study is done, they are locked in on.
Facts. So yeah, I think that's dope. So if we talked about the safety position, right? Who do you think is the better tackler out of the two?
I think Kizzy is the more fundamental tackler. I think Q is the more, yeah, that one hurt a little bit, right? I think that's how I kind of see it. When I watched the film back, I could tell Kizzy want to lay the boom, and he trying to lay this boom, but he wrapping up, you're going to the ground. Or if he can't get you down to the ground, he holding, he gonna wait for the team to come. He's fundamental, like fundamental, which the same to me. But I think as if we coming down, if I'm a running back and I burst through the hole, if I see Q coming, yeah, I might try to beeline towards the sideline because this one finna hurt a little bit, right? I know Kizzy gonna get me down. Like you not finna run Kizzy over. Like you're not running him over. He gonna get you down, but he gonna wrap. He gonna hit your legs, wrap up, or he gonna hold until the team can come. So you know, if we talking fundamental tackling, I'm gonna roll with Kizzee. But if we talking, if you get the ball and this person coming towards you, who you run out of bounds with, I'm running out of bounds with Q.
Yeah, man. So you feel like Kizzy is the more fundamental, and then Q
Fundamental
is the
tackling.
harder.
Yeah, for
Okay,
sure.
now I can get. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with Kizzy.
Okay.
I think he tackles really well,
Mm-hmm.
and honestly, I haven't seen him miss that many tackles. I haven't really seen Q miss none, but I just think that like you said, Kizzy has to do just a little bit more. He got to be all over the field and stuff. Hold on, is my thing glitching?
A little bit,
Oh,
but
okay,
yeah,
but yeah,
yeah, I
I'm
agree with
put it on this. Go ahead,
you.
go
Okay.
ahead.
Oh
But
nah, I definitely agree with you that Kizzy Kizzy does a little bit more. I just, man, Kizzy's fundamentals, man, it can't be denied, and that's why I'm a big fan of his, because I'm a big fan of fundamental guys that can go on and they have the length, they have the size, they got the talent, but then you can tell the work that he puts into the game, right? Is the tackle a splash? No, right? You probably ain't replaying it. You probably ain't putting it in your top tens. But who gives a damn about that, right? We just want the tackle to be made. That's what Kizzy brings to the table. And I think when you flip the side, again, man, two different players doing two different things on two different teams, right? Q is coming downhill and he finna lay the boom. But what makes this crazy is they don't need Kizzy to do that at OG Ducks, right? Because they got linebackers, they got other people that do that, right? I ain't gonna say they needed it, but I think it was a spark. I think I seen somebody say that Q led on the field. Kizzy is a more of a vocal leader. That's a part of Q leadership. A part of Q leadership is I'm finna come down and I'm gonna make you feel this. My whole team finna get up, and now it's finna get worse.
hey man, I'm
So,
liking what I hear and what I'm hearing as well. He
mhm.
said Kizzy already programmed on football diet and all. So yeah, that's dope. He says good. What y'all doing? Keep this up. Appreciate it. Um, Let me see. It says, "Whoa, manifested last season championship. Been working for 3 years in Natty to take the crown, and that's why you know, like on these things that's like he said, split hairs. I have to go with I have to go with Q on certain
Mhm,
things. You know what I'm saying? Because I just think that he deserve it.
mhm.
I think Kizzy, deserve it as well. Congratulations on them winning the AYF. But when we come to the one that they truly wanted to win, they wanted to win the YNC, but they just weren't able to do it. And I just think that he showed up a little more in big games, in bigger games.
Okay.
So, and
You know what? I really like that comment. That's a good one.
which one?
That he showed up a little bit more in bigger games. I think his role is bigger. I think his role is bigger. So I believe that that could be a part of him showing up in games, right? Because he got a bigger role on his team than maybe Kizzy does. But I like that comment of he showed up a little bit more in games. I like that.
Yeah, man. So I mean, like I say, you can't go wrong on either one. So I know Pops is definitely one of the reasons, a lot of light is shined on him. But like when it comes to just being honest, man, I have to
Hmm.
be honest because like a lot of people don't know I'm from California. So I could have some bias, but then at the end
Yeah.
of the day, these are babies. You know what I'm saying? So I can't just go ahead and just say, you know what, Kizzy,
Hmm.
Kizzy, Kizzy. You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta
Right.
I
Right.
gotta
Right.
really say how I truly feel
That's
because
a fact.
like at the end of the day, our credibility and what we're trying to do is make sure that these players have a home, a safe haven that they can go to at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think I can do that by being dishonest,
That's a fact,
with
man.
with what I think, far as with my opinion, so yeah, man. So far, I think most of mine is Q. I'm actually as we speak. I'm actually uploading the results right now. You know what I'm saying, so I can put
Yeah,
it,
yeah, yeah.
put it on display. But go ahead, man, take over as I'm doing it real
All
quick.
right. Most of his is Q. Most of mine are Kizzy. And I definitely have no bias in this because I love what Woes did. Even though they beat the dog snot out of my team, the Dream Chasers, um, I feel like I got an up close and personal view, multiple years of what Q can do. I feel like I've had an up close and personal view of Kizzy, as well as he's came to Georgia multiple years. They've came to Florida multiple years. So this was hard for me. And me and National Sports Chat was literally on it. I think one of the who would you build your team? Who would you build your defense around if you're drafting? If I got the number one pick, I'm gonna draft Kizzy because he is a lockdown DB. If I need a lockdown DB on the outside, if I'm drafting a team, if I'm making my all star 13U team, and I'm saying, all right, man, we going against other teams. I need a DB. I'm gonna go choose Kizzy, right? But my next choice, honestly, if I'm choosing defense, would probably be Q because I can play them opposite each other, right? I can put Q in the back, right? But I know for a fact I'm gonna drop him on that X receiver and I'm good, right? Or at the end of the day, I'm just gonna drop him on the left side. Don't matter. If you want to stick everybody on the right, don't matter. You can't throw the ball over here, and you can't run the ball over here because, like again, you're not running Kizzy over, right? He ain't laying no boom, but you ain't running him over.
Right. So, man, the results are in, and let me see. Let me
And my
see.
4 for 4. Let's go, man.
So, far as for the ones that they picked, now as y'all can see, I went with the player that I select is Q. That's that's a tough one right now. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
gonna even lie to you. This is matter of fact, I'm gonna go undecided. This is the rules were made to be broken.
That's
I'm going
crazy. That's
undecided.
crazy.
Okay.
Make this man stick to something.
Yes, I'm going undecided. Okay. I'm going off what I need. Okay. It depends on what I need, is what I'm gonna go with. Right. But far as what the people say, we're gonna go off with what they say. Okay. So the results are in. Ah, man, that's small, man. What's going on?
And
Hold
you got you
on.
got you got the thing on the front
Yeah, let
too.
me take that off right quick.
He don't want me to be 4 for 4, man.
Man, so hopefully y'all can see this.
I'm 4 for 4. Let's go.
So the results is basically
Four for
60
four.
60%
4 for 4.
to 40% in favor of Kizzy. Okay. And this is out of 1,200
Oh
people.
wow, that might be one of our largest votes this year
Yeah.
so
So this is
far.
out of 1,200 people. This is the results, man. So,
I'm a
hey,
man of the people.
but hey, I just say this though. I say this. You can't lose either
No.
way. You can't lose. So the fact that, that's who they selected, I mean, everybody's seeing what we're seeing, but
Mm.
more so I want to say fanatic, sports fanatic, because he went more to the left with Kizzy and I went more on the right with Q, but I'm still undecided. I don't know who I'm going to pick. I don't know. Matter of fact,
Well,
I might
they
delay
they
my pick.
said Max said who you build your defense around if you're drafting. You got the number one pick. You got to pick a defensive player. You got the number one pick. Who is the number one pick
That,
out of these two?
that's why it's still hard because I don't know what I'm gonna need. I might already have.
You
I
don't
might
got
already have a
nothing. You
Baraka.
don't have it. You
I don't
don't
have
have it.
nothing, and I just got to build around them.
You want to pick your secondary. Who you picking? I
Why
said
you,
I'm
bro?
rolling
Why
with
you gonna do me like that? You just heard me
that's
say I'm
this what
undecided.
Mac.
You
I didn't
just
do it. Matt Gaiman, when you was gone, he made me choose who I'm picking. I need a lockdown corner on the left side, and I'm choosing Kizzee. But I said my next pick will be Q because I can put him anywhere. But I need to shut this side of the field down first. Once I shut this side of the field down, now I can go, and everybody else, you finna feel the wrath of God.
strictly cornerback.
Strictly. We talking DB. You need a DB. It's first round pick, first draft, everything. We ain't worried about no. We got a court. We got an offense. We good. We just need to build this defense.
You know what, bro? Forget it, bro. I ain't, bro. You know what? I'm going Q, bro. I'm going Q. You know why? Because I know I'm going to win the whole championship. I know
That's
that,
crazy.
I can build a team around me, just like Woj, right? Just like Woj, when they came down 3 years ago to come play against all those top teams, it had to be one of the best, I want to say what, 12, yeah, it was 11U. So it's a couple years. So they had to be in the best tournament, and that was the year. Damn, Kizzee and them was there. I don't know if he was
I was
there,
about to say. Now we
but
talking
this is when they
11.
beat RDU.
If
This is
we
the
going
first
back to
time.
11 now.
This is the first time they beat
Let's be
RDU.
real now. I ain't
RDU,
gonna lie now.
they
That
dethroned
11U was
them.
OG Ducks.
They prevented them. Yeah, the 11U was OG Ducks. They
That was
prevented
OG
them from
Ducks.
winning the 100 game in a row. So they killed that, right, and end up winning. But Q and them was in that same tournament, and it had to be the best 11U period, right, that I've seen. So I don't want to I don't want to hide the fact that I've actually seen this young man building to a championship. And along with, that year, the OG Ducks won it, but
They was
as time
different.
progressed,
Right.
now Q came on board. So I'm still undecided, right? I'm still
I feel
undecided.
you.
Bro, why can we do this one last, bro?
Nah,
Why
man.
could
They needed this
hold on?
one.
Why did you decide to pick this one right now, bro?
I picked this one because I felt like a lot of the ones that we had, it was easy for us to choose. I felt like it was easy for people to choose. But I felt like with this one, we gonna get the real who we gonna see what you talking. Because if it's easy to choose, you ain't watch Q. If it's easy to choose, you ain't watched Kizzee. Right? If you watch these two kids play, it's like the real question is why we couldn't get them on the same team for 1 year. You know what I'm saying? Because it would be unfair. It would be unfair to get them two kids on the same team for 1 year.
Matt Gaiman, he said, answer, bro. I'm gonna tell you this. I haven't. Okay, let me play this for y'all right quick, man. Let me play this for y'all right quick. Cause this is what I should have actually led with, but I wanted to let some people come in.
Okay.
But yeah, bro, how could you go wrong with either player? This is the point that
have to be back. That's not he looking for the smoke. We ain't hiding. We ain't hiding. We ain't hiding. That's not he looking for the smoke. We ain't hiding. 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 We bought a body. We bought a body. We bought a body. We bought a body. We sold. We sold. We sold. That can't hold us. That can't hold us. That can't hold us. This all here. This all here. This all here. Yes, sir.
You see what I said about it? Playing through the hands, great hip movement, staying right here on the hip. Oh my God, man. Hold into the defense till the rest of the defense come.
That's
I'm gonna
crazy.
try to lay the boom. It ain't quite like a Q type of boom, but I'm gonna try to lay the boom. The kid is tough, man. That's a tough kid. I like him a lot, man. Great video.
He said that's the tournament K2 got named at, man.
Yeah.
That was, I'm
That's why I
telling
said
you,
we talking
as,
11U. When you start talking 11U, I
bro.
think we can talk about Q's body of work, as he grew and matured through his football process. But when we start talking like 11U,
But it showed what I'm saying though. In that process, it showed that you know that you're gonna get a finished product with Q because he's
mhm.
already been in that situation to
Okay,
where
yeah, he
they
gonna put
was
the work in.
building. He's gonna
Okay.
put the work in. So that's why I had to go with him on that. He says next should be Chase versus Neiman. DEA. Man. Hold on. Hey,
Hey
bro,
man.
I don't know if you got something to write that down with, bro.
Yeah. I got you.
Yeah, I
In the notes.
definitely got to get those. Hey, so who do you think that somebody should do? I want to say two-way trade. Who you think I should do that with him? But look, bro, I don't want to. I don't want to just be one-sided with it, man. Y'all stay in here. Y'all stay
Mhm.
tuned, man, because it's
CBA shit. Pound gang. Good to be back. Yeah. CBA shit. Pound gang. Big head on the beat.
I just want the money, nigga. I just want the money. Give a fuck about the fame. Give a fuck about the fame. Need about 10 whips, 20 chicks, 50 bricks, and 100 gold chain. Need 100 gold chain. I just want the money, nigga. I just want the money. Give a fuck about the fame. Give a fuck about the fame. Mobbing through the city, two model bitches with me, and we drinking champagne. What's up? Yeah, I'm back on my shit like I'm supposed to be. Now everybody acting like they close to me, frontin' on the gram in my comments trying to smoke with me, but I don't fuck with none of you niggas. That's on my rosary, mob tip. Squad shit when I slide through. I make music for bad to ride to. I'm out here. I promise I see a milli, put the town on my back and whoever don't feel me. 100 nigga, we trilly been politicking for real. Everywhere you niggas not turned down like 10 deals. That's on the real. Young homie, you gotta chill. I'm doing the parties with Jerry talking about bills. I just want the money, nigga. I just want the money. Give a fuck about the fame. Give a fuck about the fame. Need about 10 whips, 20 chicks, 50 bricks, and 100 gold chain. Need 100 gold chain. I just want the money, nigga. I just want the money. Give a fuck about the fame. Give a fuck about the fame. Mobbing through the city, two model bitches with me, and we drinking champagne. What's up?
Hey, see, I got you, Q. We did the celebration dance. Hey, celebration dance. Hey, you know what I'm saying? I had to have him ending with a victory, man. That young man worked hard, man, and I seen it. I'm glad I had a chance to, to see him grow. But I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Kizzee is that guy. Kizzee is a really good player, man, and
How strong is Q, man?
yeah,
Like,
no,
I ain't trying to be
that's
funny,
the
man.
other one that I had, man. When we go to power, who are you giving that to?
Ah, man, I think we can just look at the film. Like, when it comes to strength, for those who I've seen I don't even know why you put that in there, Q. It's very hurtful that you put taking the ball from us in the game. It was a little unnecessary. And then at that point, y'all winning by like 30 points anyway. But anyway, I seen him take the ball out of a wide receiver hands at YNC, and this is one of the top wide receivers in Georgia, has won multiple awards. So it's like for him to just come yank, and it's just like, bro, like
But
it's like
that's why I told
he
you field awareness. I had to give it to him because as he's having his players trying to tackle him, and he saw that the balls are loose and all that stuff. Like his thing was his instinct just told him to take the ball from him. So those type of things, man, a lot of people not gonna do. They not gonna take the time out to understand what to do in certain situations. That's why I
Right.
say, as far as field awareness, I had to get at the Q. You know what I'm saying? So, that's what he says, Q electrifying for sure. And I think Q understand that this was gonna be a hard one too, because I want to say when we was talking about high school ready teams, Q had basically commented, man, that dude tough right there. So he know it was no like no debate, no hate, no nothing. He was just like, man, he him. You know what I'm saying? So he
Yeah.
know that Kizzee is really good. You know what I'm saying? But like we do, man, we really do this to just shed light on both of them. You
Yeah.
know what I'm
Both of 'em.
saying? So hopefully nobody get mad and
Yeah.
upset, and it's just our opinion and we doing this for them. You know what I'm saying? But hold on. But yeah, man, go ahead, man, and end this out, bro.
Hey man, we really appreciate y'all watching this. This gonna be a every week thing. We gonna do this again. We coming back tomorrow, having more conversation. We need y'all to make sure y'all tune in every single Monday and Tuesday. Also, go to National Sports Chat. Come to my Fanatic Media on Instagram. Let us know who y'all want us to compare. If y'all feel like it's a great matchup out there and these are two kids that we could talk about, bring it to our attention because we definitely are in our bag trying to figure out who can we talk about this week, who can we bring some attention to, man. And it's all ages, so just subscribe, like, follow our Instagrams, all of that good stuff, man, so we can keep this content moving.
Definitely, man. And also, like this channel is for the people. Like we just the ones that's trying to build it. But these are the platforms that we creating for y'all. So whatever y'all want, that's what we are gonna do. So you basically spearhead this show. And when y'all come to our DM, understand, man, whether we select the player that you know or not, we coming with these, with love with all these players. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the one thing that we want to do is, keep their name out there, and we want to have the best comparisons that, is just not a one-sided thing. We want y'all to be like, damn, that is tough. Because like even in here that y'all have Kinsey, there was nobody that told us, man, y'all tripping. Y'all never said, hey, appreciate you, Matt Gaming. He said just to subscribe. Also, man, go to Sports Fanatic and subscribe too as well. But yeah, like nobody has said, man, y'all tripping, because they understand that these were two great comparisons.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing that we trying to bring. So even if it's not somebody that y'all want to talk about, man, still come in. You know what I'm saying? Show y'all love and appreciation, and I mean y'all support. And we would love nothing more but to have y'all, at each time, because I think that y'all come with some great points, and y'all just only make this better. And
Yeah.
also, we got some segments that's gonna come up with Sports Fanatic giving
We
some
talking real
breakdowns on the
football. Come
scheme,
on, man.
right?
Let me show y'all how to talk football. I'm on my Woj coach taste stuff, man. Like, I've
But
been
yeah,
watching. You think I ain't been watching? I've been watching. Been watching
yeah.
some stuff, man.
Yeah, so hit the like button, man. Appreciate it. Go to National Sports Chat 1 if you want to get in contact with me, and go to Fanatic Media
Yep.
_ and go talk to him if y'all want to say some stuff to them. But man, thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all be blessed. We out.
We out.